Of insurance, create awareness, and then at the end of the day, the insurance industry in Africa grows. I also want to acknowledge that Algeria, to a large extent, in terms of insurance, when we are comparing Africa, in terms of penetration, Algeria currently occupies number 6. I think number 6 in the continent. We believe with this conference, the people of Algeria will embrace insurance and more will be insured. And you know, insurance is a catalyst in the economic development of any country.
This meeting, that gives a particular interest to the current situation, focuses on insurance improvement and its contribution in facing the food security challenges in Africa. The participants come from the 5 continents. We reached a number of more than 1,800 participants. Among the solutions proposed in all countries and in Algeria as well is to adapt the regulations and the legislations to these new challenges. Improving the laws to ensure the needs of all branches combined is necessary. These changes are not specifically for the agricultural branch despite its great significance, but the improvements have been made in all economic branches to strengthen the resilience in the market. The proceedings of this conference are to go on till Wednesday. On this occasion, Algeria will take annual presidency of the African Organization of Insurance.
And we remain with agriculture, which is a key sector for economy, this time with the initiative of Sustain Africa, an extra trading group, to provide farmers in Ghana with the fertilizers they need at the prices they prefer. Story by 𝗟'𝗿𝗁𝗿𝘁.
Agriculture remains an important pillar of Ghana's economy, employing nearly half of the workforce and contributing about 20% to the nation's gross domestic product GDP. Although growing at an annual average rate of about 5% over 10 years, some teeth and challenges such as the cost of inputs have deterred the desired growth in the sector. Prices of inputs such as seeds and fertilizer plus machinery constitute about 85% of the cost of production for a farmer in Ghana. Launching the Sustain Africa ETG initiative to help reduce the prices of fertilizers in Ghana, the Minister for Agriculture, Mr. 𝗟'𝗿𝗁𝗿𝗁, said a new program will be launched next month where the input companies will supply seedlings and fertilizers to farmers and receive payments from the government at the end of the planting season.
The previous program that we had, which is a subsidy program, was only taking care of 15% of that cost of production, which is the subsidy that we're giving on seed and fertilizer. With a new program, we are going to facilitate the ETGs of this world, the ETGs of Ghana, to provide these fertilizers, these seeds, to farmers, and get paid after the planting season in crops, which will be traded at the Ghana Commodity Exchange. The delay that you are having in your payments through the PFJ will be gone and will never affect your business.
The Executive Director of Sustain Africa, Mr. 𝗹'𝗿𝗁𝗿𝗁, said the Sustain Africa initiative is to make fertilizers available and affordable to smallholder farmers across the continent.
Sustain Africa is open to any other partner, and it's a not exclusive partnership. There's no exclusivity to anyone. We have multiple seed suppliers in the program this year, crop protection suppliers, and we're also very grateful for 𝗹'𝗿𝗁𝗿𝗁 as the extension service provider.
The country manager of the Africa Fertilizer and Agribusiness Partnership, Nana Aisha Mohammed, said an equitable distribution of inputs is key to develop the agriculture sector.
Economy now, where we are going to talk about the African single trade currency, an idea that if implemented will help boost the inter-African trade and overall the economic development of the continent. Let's discover more about the requirements to implement this idea and the challenges that it might face in this story by Nana 𝗟'𝗿𝗿𝗁𝗿𝗁.
The private sector plays a vital role in the economy by creating jobs, providing goods and services, and stimulating economic growth. Government is cognizant of this role and wants to work with the private sector to better the lives of the citizens. Small and Medium Enterprise Development Minister Elias Mubanga says the private sector is a strong driver to economic development.
The government presses private sector enterprises, the development and growth of micro, small and medium-sized businesses, in particular at the center of production and trade, to achieve our overall objective of economic growth.
And Zimbabwean ambassador to Zambia, 𝗟'𝗿𝗿𝗁 believes her country and Zambian private players are strategic partners in harnessing the two countries' bilateral relations.
It is exciting to see the CEO Africa Roundtable expanding and covering other African countries, particularly neighbors to Zimbabwe, who remain important partners in both trade and investment.
Meanwhile, CEO Africa Roundtable chairperson 𝗟'𝗿𝗁𝗿 says Zambia offers a conducive business environment for the private sector to thrive.
And I hope and trust that Charles and team are going to position themselves to be able to exploit the enormous potential Zambia has to be able to coordinate linkages between Zimbabwe and Zambia.
And CEO Africa Roundtable Zambia chapter interim chairperson Charles Nakoze says the CEO annex in Zambia will work at advancing economic development.
In a bid to attain strategic partnerships and enhance its vision, which advocates for coordinated and shared corporate work, thriving for inclusion and sustainable economic development across Africa.
The launch of CEO Africa Roundtable Zambia chapter is aimed at increasing the organization's footprint across the continent through peer-to-peer engagements, capacity building and investment facilitation, among others. Macpherson Mukuka, ZNBC News, in Lusaka.
Award ceremony jointly organized by the China Cultural Center in Abuja and the Federal Capital Territory Secondary Education Board. The competition, which started with more than 10 entrants of the China Corner Schools in the FCT with 100 pieces of paintings collected, it all comes down to the top 5 finalists in this hall. These works of art on display are products of undergraduate students of FCT secondary schools.
For this competition that we've seen that has come to forth for awards today, honestly, it is in the followership of a system that has developed for us to stay together, live and to love ourselves. And we'll say, long live Nigeria, long live China.
Over 40 African countries, over 3,000 paintings. Among them, Mr. Prosper's painting win first prize.
The competition is poised to groom and support young Nigerians to harness their potential in creativity.
I'm very excited. I'm happy that we are known all over the world for good things, not for the wrong reasons. So I'm very happy. And the captivating thing there is the dream. Everybody has a dream. So the dream they have and the competition, marrying them together, this will make them feel a sense of belonging, that they have something to offer to the society.
With the theme, My Dream, a winner has emerged, but take home for these young creative minds is to translate their passion for economic growth as well as a tool for sustainable development. In Abuja, Juliana Nicholas, NTA News.